You got it's getting a little better.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome to Malty Monday. Today, we're going to be looking into the Czech Pilsner, or at least the style of the Czech Pilsner. Tonight on panel, I have thrash, metal, homebrew, and barbecue.
Cheers.
Miscellaneous, magnets. It's not there, but there's magnets. We got Beer Man.
Cheers.
Michael Cormorant.
Cheers.
And Thomas Metal 7.5.
Hello.
And so I want to welcome all of them aboard. And also, we have in the basement right now Whiskey Scout. So I'll be bringing him up as well. Cheers to the chat, though. Smokey Ninja.
Cheers.
Cheers to Nina Yordi. Let me also throw the link into the chat. So if there's anybody else, we have Ronald Sutton, although it's not allowing me to put it in the chat anymore, apparently.
Oh, you're the host, too.
Oh, yeah.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, so I tried to put the StreamYard link into the chat. It says YouTube rejected your comment.
Ooh.
So,
Click
A
the wrong
plus on the
button.
camaraderie there, StreamYard.
Can
All right,
always
there we
try to
go.
get
I
it.
posted for you.
Very good.
Okay, I got it. It
Oh,
went
you
to
got
there
it,
we
too.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, maybe it's it maybe has something to do with my Wi-Fi going all wanky. So if I happen to drop off, it's because my Wi-Fi is kicking me off tonight. It's just it became close to showtime. It's like, hey, let's not function the way we should. All right. Well, let's get into what I could find on this. Anyways, there was actually no real write-up in the BJCP that I could find on the Czech Pilsner, so I found something else to read. And this is just the differences between Czech, German, and American Pilsners. I won't go all the way into all the styles, but still, Pilsners are clean slate beers, best known for versatile drinkability. These are refreshing, palate rinsing, and thirst quenching brews. Style started with the Pilsner Urquell brewery in Pilsen, Czech Republic in 1842, and has since been adapted around the world. Today, the most prominent Pilsner style beers come from the Czech Republic, Germany, and America. Pilsners from these three countries have enough stylistic similarities to share the category, but each has certain characteristics that set it apart, according to the Brewers Association and the BJCP. Here are the primary differences by country. Czech, or Bohemian Pilsner. Birthplace of this beer is sealed in language. Pilsner means from Pilsen in Czech. Czech-style Pilsners are moderately tinted pale yellow in low to medium noble hop presence. They are characterized by slightly sweet, toasted biscuit and bready aromas and flavors, as well as moderate to low carbonation. More than 150 years after its debut, Pilsner Urquell remains a standard beer. The name is used freely worldwide, but the Czech Republic's only Pilsner Urquell is called a Pilsner according to the BJCP. And then just to get into the German Pilsner, the difference from it, the use of the term Pils is more common in Germany than Pilsner, to differentiate it from the Czech style, and some say to show respect. The style was adapted from the Czech style in the 1870s to better suit Germany's mineral water and domestic hops. It's lighter in body and color than the Czech Pilsner. Okay, enough of that. Kind of got a little bit of a rundown of what a Czech Pilsner should be. So let's go ahead over to Thrash Metal and let him show us what he's bringing.
We have the original, too. So, Pilsner Urquell, Czech Pilsner. This is my favorite Czech Pils. So, they set the standards high. It takes a lot of good brewers to be able to brew a beer like this. It's crazy. Let's pour her up.
Nice glass.
I wonder how we got these. It's a stout glass, but we're going to use it tonight because it's a virgin. So we got to use highly effervescent. You can see the bubbles rising like crazy on that thing. Let me see if we can brighten. There we go. Very nice. The head is tight and medium bubbles holding together pretty good. It's got some sort of top lacing. It's not going down at all. It's got that Pilsner yeast smell to it, which is real. It's kind of a cousin to the Kolsch in a way, where it has kind of a real bright off flavor, but it's clean, very, very clean. The color of the beer is kind of a, I don't know, you'd call it probably, I don't know, yellow to kind of a straw color. It does have that straw smell to it, a little hay in there. Malt presence really comes through. Let's go ahead and go in for a taste. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Yeah.
It's got a nice bitter kick to it. Malts are really good. The bitterness is very forward on it, but it does balance it very well. It looks like it drinks.
All right.
Kind of a medium to light body. Overwhelms your palate, and on the end, it's a really dry evolution down. When you drink it, so it is a really good hot day beer, a summertime beer, and I would recommend this to anyone. It's got some pretty good lacing going on there.
Nice.
How many legs? I don't even know what the ABV is of this thing.
I was just going to ask you.
4-4.
Is it 4.4? Okay. But yeah, very refreshing. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
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 Man.
Cheers.
Right.
All right. We're going to go over to miscellaneous.
All right. Well, got the same thing. But I'm gonna drink. I'm gonna try this out of the can. Same exact beer. Said the ABV is 4.4. This is their limited edition style can, I guess. I don't know. Thought I got two different kinds of beers. Looked at them and realized they weren't. So. All right. Man, clarity of the beer is phenomenal. Light colored, very, very light colored. Fast rising bubbles. Doesn't look too effervescent. Smells the part of the average Pilsner. Man, the clarity of this beer is like phenomenal, though. Very, very clean looking. Not too much on the nose. Very reminiscent of something I was just drinking. But let's dive in. Cheers.
Cheers.
You just. We'll be back. I'm gonna switch my Wi-Fi again, so I'm gonna pop off. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go ahead, skip me, come back.
Yeah. Okay. Here we
Yeah,
go.
I got dad stuff I got to do real quick.
No problem, Holmes. All right. Cool. So, hi. How's it going, everyone?
Hello.
I got one from a local company, from the Bowie Beer Company. I've sent some of you guys some of their IPAs. A few, well, yeah, even Rod, I think. This is a Czech style Pilsner that they make. It's a 6.2%. It's actually over. It seems like it's over the range, but I could be wrong. As far as the ABV is concerned, it's a very good beer though. I've had it several times. 35 IBUs. OG is 14 degrees Plato. FG 2.5 degrees Plato. Just reading off their website. Yeah. So I don't know a date. Let's see. What's the date? I didn't even have to go to their website. It was all on the label. Cool. They do serve it in cans as well, but this is their refillable glass, so it's not labeled. You can take the label off. What's labeled, but take the label off, reuse it. This, that. So let's go ahead and open it. Got a lot of water vapor on there. It's nice. A little lighter than your guys's, and their Quell or Kel. Let's try and get some head there. So in my light, it is a gold color, or I guess gold color, about a 2, almost 3 finger push in. Let's go for the smell. Yeah, it's kind of it's got the like a bready biscuit like smell to it in the malts. It's got a floral and not Smokey was referring to floral as rose. Not putting you down, buddy, but you were saying rose. Floral would be more of just that floral essence, like like a bouquet of flowers, like a different, or even the hop cones, like this nice little. It's not hoppy though. It's just like a kind of a floral feel to it. But with that the bready biscuity kindness, it's really nice and crisp smelling, really clean smelling. Go to the head. It's a white head, a firm, nice, really tight head. Retention's really nice. Gold color, very effervescent, pushing up a fast rising bubble. It's a brilliant clarity. I mean, I can read through it easily if there wasn't so many bubbles. Let's go for the taste.
Cheers.
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 It's a pretty like a hardcore like carbonation at first, and then it kind of sizzles out and smooths out. You really get the cracker, the bready notes in the middle of the palate and on the tongue. It starts to spread out. You get that, like you say, the pilsner feel, that taste, the flavor. It's very clean and crisp in the mouthfeel. It's very nice and springy and summer-like. A very good cooler for your body, thirst quenching. Very, very nice though. Very good tasting. It's even got like kind of a floral spicy in the finish with a nice dryness that dries off just perfectly. Just perfect. Around chalky, kind of around the edges of the tongue, towards the back of the tonsils, and then it just it dries off. You're finished, and you got to have some more. It's really nice. Very good beer, 6.2. It is a little sweeter, maybe even sweeter than a more sessionable 4.4 or whatever or Kel is. But it is very good. It is malty. It's very nice. This is a good beer. I'm gonna have to send this one to you guys. This is a very good beer. Cheers, guys. Very good.
Cheers.
Excellent.
Very, very good. Miscellaneous is still not back yet, so we are going to go over to Michael Coleman.
Okay.
Who's taking down notes? He's taking down notes on that beer.
Okay. Mine is from Trader Joe's.
Ooh.
It's their Joseph's Brow PLZNR Czech style lager. And
Wow.
It's 5% alcohol and 32 IBUs. Let me pour it. Gave it a little bit too much of but as we've discussed before, the head will become beer anyway, so it really doesn't matter. This is what it was
the ABV again? I'm sorry.
This
What was
is
the ABV?
like in the glass. It's very similar to the one you just did, Beer Man, in that the color is similar anyway, and it also has. I don't know. Can you see in this light the bubble stream?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so it has a nice bubble stream. So it's right now it has a very nice white foamy head, a little bit bigger than I would have liked, but it will eventually subside. And I would say it's a golden color, straw golden, and very clear. Let me give it a nose.
You said that was 5% ABV.
5% and 32 IBUs.
All right.
Not bad.
Okay, you're getting the bready malts in the nose. You're also getting the grassy noble type hops. Very clean smelling. Let me give it a taste. The taste is similar to the nose. It's very clean, very crisp, very drinkable. And you're getting the malty hops very well. You're getting the breadiness as well. Very clean, nice beer. Really like this. And as you guys know, if you do have Trader Joe's around, these are particularly well priced. I think it's like $7 for a 6-pack. So
Not bad.
the beers that they do, that are made especially for them, tend to be really reasonably priced and quite good. I'll have a number for you shortly.
Excellent.
Awesome. Well, miscellaneous is back, so I'm going to bounce back to miscellaneous so you can finish with his Pilsner York Quell. Then we'll go over to Thomas 7.5.
Okay. 7.
Sorry about that, guys. Dad duty.
We understand.
All right, so
That one lost the head really quick, didn't it?
yeah, it's the can. So like I said, I've got the I've got a bottle too, so I figured I'd do a little comparison throughout the show.
I've been sipping on mine, and it's just keeping that little rim around it. So it's really,
Yeah.
Yours isn't doing it. It's
Yeah,
No.
It might be the glass too. I wonder because you guys have different. wonder
I'll
if it's
try a
straight up.
different glass on the next one, but
Cool.
definitely has that straw-like clarity. I mean, it's very good tasting beer.
Excuse me.
You do get that hoppy bitter, still very clean, very refreshing. Does dry off fairly quick. Kind of wants you to beer. My thoughts are it kind of makes you want to jump back into it and just keep sipping and drink more. And it's very, very light hoppiness. It's very mild. Do get some like grassy earth tones, but it's not overbearing. It's very, very mild. I actually like this. This is good. So I'll drink this one down, get another glass, and then pop the bottle. See
There you go.
what the difference is.
I actually watched a short little video feed on the Pilsner York Quell, and it gave like a tour and everything. And the guy that was giving the tour was talking about how they built Pilsner York Quell to make people want to drink more. So they built the body, the carbon, like everything specifically so that you have a dry palate and you want to go back for more.
yep.
I remember
Filling
what
technique.
There's actually that word. I looked it up earlier. It has a meaning. Hold on. You guys keep going. Let Thomas or Eric go, and
All right. Hello, everybody. The particular beer that I review today, if you go on Beer Advocate and you look and you scroll down to Beer Advocate user Raul Mondesky, his review was, "It's crisp and clean like Emma Watson after a shower." Holy crap. Right.
Yeah.
Look forward to this beer. This is the lager. You can't even see. Oh, there it is. Lager of the Lakes by Bell's. So their marketing on can is Bohemian Pilsner, which region of the Czech Republic back in the day. And on their website, they say it's following in tradition of Czech Pilsners by offering a combination of firm malt and herbal hop bitterness. 5%, 1.048 original gravity. They want you to shelf this for no more than 3 months. And 153 calories, 12.4 carbs. They don't list IBUs, Bills, for whatever reasoning. And they give me tasting notes, but I'm going to do that right now. Funny enough, Pilsner Urquell.
There you go. I used to have one of those till I broke it.
Pilsner Urquell, Steve Urkel. I don't know. I'm going with
Urquell.
Yeah, I totally butchered the name when I said it, so I had an extra U.
Wow, that has no. Well, it's got.
All right, let's go aggressive.
There it
Or
goes. Now you did a Michael.
Wow.
no head till you really start to pour that bad boy. Crap. Okay. So yeah, that tastes like a Bohemian Czech Pilsner to a T right there. This is a very what would you call that? What's the word I'm looking for in New England? Oh, there's a good look of the beer. Hazy.
A little
Very
haze.
hazy, lemony yellow. Lots of carbonation. And yeah, nice looking head on that bad boy. You can see the castle in the background, maybe. Go ahead. Yeah, bone white head there. It was no fingers until I aggressively poured it. Yeah, it smells very lemony. It's extremely like bright citrus, that kind of lemon note to it. Lots of Pilsner malt, as one would imagine. Crackery, bready, white kind of bread notes there. Lots of, I'm going to go with the spices reminding me of white peppercorn. Pretty herbal, pretty grainy, but I'm getting nice amount of hop plus those Pilsner crackery, bready malts. So, yeah, let's do it. Cheers to the lager.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Comstock, Michigan is where Bell's is.
Show the can again. I want to see that can.
Oh.
Cool.
Bam. So you got Lake Huron, Erie. You got a bunch of the lakes. You got actually, I'm showing you all the lakes of the Great Lakes in America. So yeah, crisp, very, very crisp. I would say a high on the light-bodied side. It's going towards medium. Tons of that Pilsner crackery malt. Tons of that lemony note to it. There's a tiny, like, I don't know, toasty maybe, kind of. Got that kind of toast, like if you put it kind of light on the toaster, if you're putting some white bread in there. Pretty hoppy. I mean, for what they're trying to do with this one, it's got a really nice Saaz or that kind of a Czech kind of hopping in there. The white peppercorns in there. I don't know. You're going to go blindfolded in this one compared to Pilsner Urquell. Maybe my mind is throwing me for a loop here just because I'm drinking this one. But I would think you would know between Bell's and Pilsner Urquell that the Bell's is definitely more of the aggressively hopped variety. It's got a pretty, again, it's like that light side of medium, that really high light side. It's got really good heft in mouthfeel, but it's stupidly drinkable. So when you want some flavor, but you just want a drinkable beer and you don't want to deal with like the most super like overly flavorful craft beer flavors and mind-altering things, but you still want something with flavor, this Lager of the Lakes will do you pretty good. Cheers. I don't know about 83 out of 100 on Beer Advocate, but I'll do you better when we come back around. It's better than that.
Right on. Awesome. Sounds good.
Is it crisp like Emma Watson? I don't know.
Looks good.
After a shower.
Well, I'll have to try Emma Watson at least one time, right?
Maybe Emma Stone. I don't know.
All right. So I'm going to do right now.
7.5.
Miscellaneous isn't going to mind if I drop him down in the basement because I'm going to give him a special birthday gift because next Malty Monday it's going to be his birthday. So he gets a special gift for tonight. So he won't mind if I drop him down so I can bring up Robert the Whiskey Scout. And I just need one more volunteer that might want to go hang out in the basement so I can bring up Ronald Sutton so he can go through his stuff.
Take me out, man.
Okay.
I got to hang out down there with Thresh.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in a bit.
Party. Hey, I got some good beer here.
Okay. Now I want to make sure I'm doing this right. Now, if I just go over your pictures because they changed this on me, it says remove. Is that right, or is there another thing I need to go to?
I got the link. If you kick me out, I'll come back.
Yeah, same here.
Remove from stream. Yeah, remove from stream.
Okay, yeah, it just says remove. Well, I can also edit your name, apparently.
Don't do that.
What? Yeah, don't you be calling me Sally.
I can change your name? That's amazing. We'll have to mess around
with
that. All right, let's bring up first, we'll add to stream here.
Hey, Robert.
Cheers, Robert.
Robert Whiskey Scout. So you're going to go next, Robert, with showing your stuff. Let me bring up Ronald as well. Ronald, you'll go after Whiskey Scout.
Here. Pilsner.
And Robert, just so you know, you're muted.
Well, I hadn't said anything yet anyways. What?
I
I'm
got a
muted?
different can than Miscellaneous had on his. My can was all white, coming in a 4-pack.
Hello?
It's kind of expensive. Can you hear me now?
Hi,
Hello?
Ronald.
No, Ronald, you're not muted.
Am I in?
You're not muted. Whiskey Scout was muted. Oh, good.
He is shut.
All right. I figured everybody would bring that Pilsner Your Cow, which is a great. It's a good beer. It's really. I
Yeah.
figured everybody would bring it.
Yeah.
Have the
We'll
full.
get you in a, we'll get you in a
I
minute.
went to my.
Ooh, nice crack.
I got something
And
different.
it says limited edition on the cans. I've never seen it in the cans before, so this was first time in the can.
Cans for Kansas. All right.
I've had it before, but it's been a long, long time. And I'm getting a crazy dumbass pour.
We all seem to be doing that today, Robert. Me too.
A dumbass
I mean,
pour.
that thing just went nuts. Very effervescent, but it's Pilsner you quell. It's foam. Foam still beer. Very, I can tell you right now, just even on the foam, hoppy, a bready note to it, a little bit of grassiness in there. Just, and it's more like a I don't know, more like cut grass. It's not like, it's a cut grassiness to it. But other than that, it's like pours clear, keeps a nice 2 fingers on it. Of course, it poured crazier than that to start with, but it's so clear. I mean, that is crystal clear.
Holy
It's
crap.
amazing.
That's clear.
2 whiskeys in one screen.
Whoa, that was a good beer, huh?
Refreshing. Refreshing. Again, you get the hops, you get a little of the bitterness that comes off the hops, but there's a bready note that I always get with this, and it's like just a white bread. I mean, it's nothing special. It's not like some dark, crazy bread or not. Just a nice white bread, and very crisp, very refreshing. Just a little bit of bitterness bringing up the background, and it's enjoyable. Like I said, the only thing I can say about it that it's just kind of a little bit on the expensive side for what you get. I mean, four cans for $8.49. I thought that was a bit steep for what it is. So I think that pretty much covers it on my end. It's got a great finish. I'll say that for it too. It finishes very well.
I'll usually pick up Pilsner Your Quell, maybe if it's on sale for like $11 to $12 a 12-pack.
It's a very busy label. The label is huge.
Well, these are big kind of oversized cans. These are the 1 pint, 9 fluid ounce cans. So it's not like the bottles, but still, it just seemed like it was a little bit pricey to me for what I got. But it's a good beer. Again, I like it.
Nice.
I don't see much wrong with it. And it's the only beer I thought we would have more available. I went to 3 different stores. This is the only thing they had in any of the 3 stores.
It's pricey.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to go over to Ronald Sutton. Now it's your time to pour your beer, showcase your beer, talk about the smells, and the taste, but don't score it. We're scoring it all afterwards. So don't score it yet. It's your first time being in here. So you ready?
Okay. I went to my local Aldi store, and they're owned by a German company. And a lot of people, they brag on this beer that's called Worst D. I don't know how to pronounce it. Grauner, whatever, Wurstgrauner. But it's actually a German Pils, but the border was right close to Czechoslovakia. Okay. And Pilsners, I don't care what Pilsner you buy. It's always going to be a quality product because you can't hide the flaws in a Pilsner. You can't hide the flaws. You can tweak it a little bit on lager, you know. All Pilsners are lagers, but not all lagers are Pilsners. You know, and it basically generated from the water. You know, if you went in northern Germany, you started getting into like sulfur water. This water, that well from Pilsner Urquell, I forget how deep it is. It's like, I don't know, 6,000 feet deep or something. You know, they pump that water out, and that's what makes it. But I wanted to bring something different because I know everybody would have that Pilsner Urquell, which is a very fine product. But for the price they charge, and it's only a 4.4% alcohol, the IBUs are up on that. You can find it. It's like 34, 35 IBUs on Pilsner Urquell. So, yeah, you get that hoppiness from a Pilsner. But this stuff I bought from Aldi's, granted, it's in the rip-off bottles because it's a German company, 330 milliliters, and it was like, I think it was $7.49. $7.49 for a six-pack. Yeah, and that's not bad. And I poured it. Yeah, it's got good lacing. Look at that. It's got good. You guys know I always pour a good beer, but it's got good lacing, nice head retention. Yeah, and I'll give it this. It's got more flavor than that Pilsner Urquell. It does. It's got more flavor. You can smell it. You get more hop and more everything. And on the taste, you know, you do get a little sour note. I'll give it that. It's not like that tart apple that I had the other day. You do get a little sour note, but I think they did it intentionally. And I called it farmland. It's actually called farmhouse yeast. You know, the farmhouse yeast is like a naturally occurring item in the air. And that imparts a lot of flavor on a beer. I'm sorry, I might sound like an idiot. I'll regress and I'll give you my score later, okay?
It's 4.
I'll listen to some other.
You don't sound like an idiot at all.
What's that?
You sound fine.
4.9% ABV on your beer.
Is it 4.9? I couldn't. It's not on the bottle. There's nothing really on it.
I'm on Beer Advocate.
Is that a Czech Pilsner?
It's a
German Pilsner style.
It's a German Pilsner style.
Gotcha.
It says it's a German Pilsner, but I mean, all Pilsners are Czech. When you get down to it, all Pilsners are Czech Pilsners because that's the formula. And you know, when you talk about Pilsners, well, where'd they originate? That Pilsner Urquell. Well, Czech, shit, that country ain't as big as the state of Ohio that I live in. You know, it's a small country. You know, but you said style. You did not say from that country. You know, and this is a style of Czech Pilsner, and for Aldi's, but it comes from a German company. They got another one that's like a Heineken clone called 1839, I believe it's called, and I've had it before. It's a good beer. It's a good beer.
Well, Ron, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you down the basement. Stay down there because I'll bring you back up to give your score. I got to bring Nina up so she can talk about her beer.
Thanks for the time. Yep, thanks for the time.
Thanks for being here. But think of your score so when you do come back up, so we can all go through our scores. But here comes Nina.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I picked up a Buffalo Bavarian Pilsner from the local brewery, Shades On, out of West Kingston. Now, they have another like flagship Pilsner of theirs, the what do they call it? The Buffalo Czech. You know, I only hang in a Buffalo stance, you know, so I rock with the Buffalo Czech Pilsner. But anyway, this Buffalo is a beautiful beer. I've had this before. Pilsner dry hopped with Mandarina Bavaria hops. So nice. not too super familiar with those. But I remember this one being less of like a floral hop than a lot of your more noble Pilsner. Ooh, so I got an aggressive pour here, so I'm probably going to be sitting for a minute. I've got my Pilsner glass, my Carlsberg Pilsner glass. What do I have here? Seven finger head going on. So
there's been a lot of large heads tonight.
Yeah, these Pilsner glasses, they're pretty brutal, but it's a forgiving beer. These do settle down pretty quickly. So I'm getting almost a mandarin orange kind of a note from these hops. And I guess that's part of the namesake. Yeah, a lot of times they're more of a floral note to them, and this is interesting to get the orange. So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute. But yeah, nice kind of orangey, fresh, moist. I'm dying to drink this as it sits here. It filled up the entire room with this hop. Now, dry hopping. That means it's like a cured dry hop that they add to the beer at the end, right? There's nothing like undried about it. It's complete 100% dry of moisture.
What dry hopping means is it's when it's going through fermentation, it's being added during fermentation.
So you're adding a second round of hops during the fermentation.
Not necessarily like during primary fermentation. You can do that, but lots of times it's after fermentation loses its krausen. Then you'll dry hop it, which adds more of the aromas and stuff versus bitterness.
You get that word juicy from hops. A lot of people talk about. Now, a hop, when you're buying hops in the home brewing industry, do they come dry in a bag, completely devoid of all moisture, free of any condensation and all of that you would then dry hop with, or do you get like a soggy hop?
Most of the stuff that's going to be stored, you can get whole leaf hops, but they are going to be dried to an extent to where they can be saved. Because if you just have a completely wet hop, you have to use those really like super fresh.
So straight from your garden to your brew, that's a thing. You can do that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, all right.
Nobody wants a soggy hop.
Well, I guess you would get soggy hops after cutting them from your plant. You would still have soggy hops until you've cured them. So I guess you're trying to get mold-free soggy hops until you have cured dried soggy hops. So
I don't know shit about it, Nina. I'll be honest. I was just making a comment.
These are high-end hops. These Mandarina Bavaria hops. From what I smell of them, they're very refreshing, very like orange note forward, not like a flower, but more like a fruit. So I'm gonna go for the taste.
Cheers.
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 The body on this beer is excellent. It is just a real tight, like a weight right in the center of your mouth. Just like you love it. I love this beer. This is an excellent Pilsner. It drinks in nice light fashion, like a Miller Lite. Has tons of hop flavor, but still with a crisp finish. It doesn't have that floral perfume, linger in your mouth, and it washes back. Like you could just knock these back and appreciate the flavor of the hop in every sip, and not, have like a 60-minute sitting there with the bitterness linger on your tongue. Whatever they're doing with this dry hopping procedure and whatever hops they're using, it's really a nice brew. I'm proud of them. Good work, Sheds on.
Very nice.
It's 5.2 ABV.
5.2 ABV. Just the refreshingness of this beer is outstanding. You can just keep going with it. It rocks. It reminds me of a Miller Lite, but all fancy schmancy with an orange note instead of just your basic stale hop.
Did they get an IBU on that again? Did you say that, man? I'm sorry.
I don't believe they had an IBU on this, but I had a 102 IBU beer, 103 IBU not too long ago. So I don't know if I'm going to be the best judge of IBUs tonight. I guess it's a very low IBU, maybe like 15 or something. 30, you know, that range, not a major.
IPA.
Well, maybe 30 would be extreme. We'll say 15, 20.
Yeah.
We'll go for that IBU range. It's a
Nice.
winner.
Oh, yeah.
Nice to see a local product too, especially in these hard times when you hear about local businesses folding and all that.
Yeah.
So
I've got a local one too, and hey, guess what? It's dry hop for your pleasure. I ain't kidding you. Those are right there.
well, it says it on the can. You got to go by the can.
So this is from Moat Mountain Brewing Company. They're out of Mount Washington Valley in North Conway, New Hampshire. This one's called Czech Pilsner Style Lager. Checkmate. I guess maybe it's checkmate. I don't know. There's too many words on there. I'm gonna go checkmate. That sounds good, actually.
Okay, cool.
4.9% ABV. IBUs are not listed. I'm sure I could look it up to find out, but I'm not going to. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this in. It's got the is that like that's like the Czech flag, right, or something?
Yeah, it is.
I'll try not to build as large of a head as everybody else. It's got that nice, tight, white bubbled head. It's got that very pale straw yellow, extremely clear. See some carbonation going up through there. The aromas. Let me take myself off large screen. Definitely picking up on like some bready malt aromas in there. That's like the first thing I noticed. Then there is a kind of like floral to almost citrus nose from the hops. And I don't know, it kind of does have that little bit of cattiness to it too. The flavors, going for the first swig. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, BuMpy.
Cheers.
Light body, high carbonation, quite bready, flavored in the flavors there. Almost close to like the bread crust. You get kind of that extra cooked bread on the side there, versus like just a white bread, which is going to be a little bit more bland. This one actually has some flavor, like it's not quite toasted, but just a darker portion of bread. Has a bitterness that starts up kind of mid palate. Bitterness does seem to linger on when the bread notes actually finish out and fall off after each sip. The bitterness does linger on. As far as a flavor from the hops, there's not much in there, but like in the nose, I said it was kind of floral to a little bit on the citrus type side. But it's drying to the palate. It's refreshing. Easy drinker. I'd say like if you like IPAs, you might like this just because it does have that kind of lingering bitterness that finishes it out with the drying palate and everything. I think that kind of emphasizes on the bitterness of this. I mean, it's not as bitter as an IPA would be, but I think it kind of, if you're just like an American adjunct, lager drinker where you're not getting too much of a bitter finish, this will kind of push you towards that IPA or pale ale range anyways. So yeah, it's good. It's crisp.
Nice. Awesome.
And now I'm going to, let's see here. How am I going to do this? We got, everybody has to give off their scores. So I'm going to drop out. I'm going to bring Thrash up in my place, let him go ahead and give his score, and then I'll drop out Thrash. Oh, Thrash, actually, you're listening because you're in the basement. So when you give your score and everything, you shout out anything you want to as well. We'll do it that way. Go ahead and shout out your channel whatever's going on, whatever you want to do. Then I'll drop you out. I'll bring up miscellaneous. And then, but after Thrash goes, well, Beer Man give his score. We'll go around this way and we'll end up with miscellaneous. And then I'll work on getting Sutton back in along with myself. Okay. Got the rules. Here we go.
Oh wow!
Ooh,
Mr. Barbecue
Beer Man's in charge.
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Nina, cheers.
Who's going?
Yeah, here, man.
All
I
right,
got lost.
all right. So I'll start it, and then it'll go to you, Beer Man.
Gotcha. Yep.
All right. So this is, I consider, a world class beer. I think people they concentrate too much on things, and you got to enjoy it. I mean, I've always loved this beer. I was in Germany for 2 years, so I got to drink a lot of European beers back before people were really crap brewing here in America. This is back in the mid 80s. Very good. Robert, you were talking about the bread note. As soon as you said that, I'm like, you're absolutely correct. It's like a very white bread, just plain bread note here. And the hops are really, they kind of go over the top, but it's balanced. So this beer, I've always been happy with it. I'm going to give this guy 98 on this. And then my channel, I've been doing some videos. I uploaded one today on ribs that I made yesterday. If you guys are interested in barbecue smoking and doing all crazy stuff homebrew wise, retro computers, just being a geek all around, come check it out. Subscribe. Cheers.
Nice. Hell yeah. Cheers. Cheers. And that's a very good looking damn. Oh my God, the ribs look good, dude.
They looked great.
Oh my God. Cheers. Are those tender, dude? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Good stuff, man.
Nice.
Worth the wait. All right, Bumpy. Take me out.
Hell yeah.
Which way we going?
So we're going up to me. So let me get my notes out because I'm retarded and don't take that with a grain of salt. I'm not making fun of retarded people or anything. I'm just retarded. No, I'm definitely not. This is definitely has a that breadiness. Yeah, the white malt. The white bread. Biscuity definitely came out into mind. Kind of you know how when you have you ever had fat tire and you get that like kind of a biscuit note or like I don't know, just like that baked bread kind of fresh bread kind of feel. I don't know, it tasted really good with that reminiscent of that. Noble spiciness for sure in the hops. Of course, Nina speaking about stuff like that, it kind of emphasized on the floral quality of it. Wasn't super floral. She actually made me think about the fact that yes, it was using some spicy noble hops, so that also kind of played a part in the finish. And I was writing a thing and it said, "Funny, Bumpy, you got me thinking." Catty, yes, a bit catty. Kind of a catty pee. I have like two cats here, I have two cats in my house, and they tend to not pee in their litter box sometimes, and it gets a little weird in here. Ammoniated kind of texture to your nose, and you're like, you can't sleep because it stinks. And, so you have to clean the litter box or take out the carpet. But it's catty. But let me hurry here. Out of 100, I'm going to give this 94 because even though it was a little overboard on the 6, it was a 6.2, which is really high even by BJCP standards. At least on the Bohemian Pilsner. I don't believe I saw a Czech Pilsner on their thing, so I imagine that's close enough. That also falls in line with Budweiser, which is to my knowledge. But I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah. So tomorrow, beer and cheese. Check it out. And then of course I'm not gonna fail this time. But on Wednesday I've got porters. I'm gonna do I might do an American or an English porter recipe. So check me out on Wednesday, and then after that it's all Friday. Of course is Food Fridays with Alex. So cheers, guys. Right on. Love you.
Here.
Oh yeah. Thank you, BuMpy. Thank you. Appreciate it. Cheers.
All right. BuMpy was doing a lot of fast talking, so who's it on?
It's you.
All right.
Buddy. It's you.
All right. So, crack the bottle. My thoughts, the bottle beer is way better. Tastes a lot better. On the nose, I'm getting a lot more aromatics. I actually do from this. I'm starting to get like a light white bread smell off of it. Unlike the can, this just tastes of like a better quality beer. I don't know. In my opinion, that's why I decided might as well try them both and give a fair, honest opinion. I really like it. It's good. Hoppy notes are a little less in the bottled beer, but really, really tasty. The finish isn't quite as fast coming from the bottled beer as well, in my opinion. But I'm gonna go ahead and score this at a I'm gonna score it at a 90. It's really good. Like it's light, crisp, refreshing. Slight hop notes, like you said. Somebody who's not a big IPA, doesn't like that full hop flavor. This is something you could dip your toes into and probably enjoy as an amateur drinker. So, cheers.
Cheers, magnets.
Hey, what did I say, dude? Did I say something?
Yeah, the R word.
Oh,
Yeah, they kind of outlawed that one. Well, I don't know about outlawed that one. But
I'm feeling a little dumb.
Yeah, that's a better word.
The Mackie is blue. All right, sorry.
Good.
Never mind. Goodbye.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay. We know you didn't mean anything. I'm sure you appreciate, everyone for their intellectual abilities.
Oh,
and
God, I'm so far from that.
Everyone. I'm sure we all appreciate everyone. And hope the best and wish the best for everyone. And I wish that everyone could try this Pilsner. It's so crisp and refreshing. And, what can I say? I'm totally trying to find a crackery, biscuity, white bread taste like everyone else is talking about. And I guess I taste like a club cracker with maybe some mandarin orange on it.
That's the mandarin of Bavaria, though. Those hops are very orange. Yeah.
It's an excellent beer. I gotta say, I'm very, very happy with this one. Normally when I'm drinking a Pilsner Urquell, and I don't want to sound disgusting, but I feel like I took my finger and stuck it in my ear and then touched my tongue.
Not had that.
You do that?
I don't do that very often, but I feel like I've tasted earwax before. You know what I mean? And there's a bitter note to a Pilsner Urquell that I find is outrageous compared to a lot of beers. It's like a very stale kind of earwaxy taste that comes from
earwax.
Yeah.
All right.
Call me out. Prove me wrong.
I'm gonna get some off my.
I don't want to. I'm not
let you know how it tastes.
I'm running earwax candle.
No.
Tangy.
That's always been my.
I go.
It's always been
Like
my.
a booger?
I don't know about that, but like a waxiness, like a candle wax would an oil.
I had that either.
If I'll give this a 95. I like Pils and Urquell. It's good stuff. I don't really have a lot to gauge it against as far as Czech Pilsners goes. So, 95 sits solid A for sure. And as far as other Pils, it's better than a lot of American Pilsners in my mind anyway. You get a lot more flavor. And when I was talking about the hops, just to clarify a little bit, it is kind of maybe not quite. If anybody here's had ouzo, that sort of black licorice flavor.
Ouzo, yeah.
As this sits on the tongue and it fades away after a while and it kind of hangs around, you get such a very light, maybe it's just my mind playing tricks, but I almost get a little light that ouzo stuff. I haven't had Ouzo since I left Germany, so Thrash can tell you about Ouzo. Hess and Buka, they're the same thing, in my mind. But anyway, 95, I enjoy it, and I'll drop off here so Thrash can put somebody else on.
Let me give my rating though.
Or not Thrash, BuMpY can put some.
And
I'm not no way am I trying earwax. I'm not going to do it. You can't force me.
Very good.
I'm telling you,
Not
that's
in my-
not an unreasonable comparison, in my opinion. I think that there's a sulfuric combination with Pilsner Urquell, possibly the sulfuric water that we discussed earlier. I haven't had it in a while, and I try not to order it, but I've had it on draft, I've had it bottled, I've had it in cans, and I don't appreciate it.
Everybody's palate's different, so we all respond differently to different things. So, I'll agree to disagree on that.
All right.
Pee, man.
Anyway, I'll jump out of here real quick. I'll come back on in a minute, BuMpY.
Peas.
But I'm going to go for probably a lower 90s. I appreciate what Miller Lite tastes like. A nice crisp finish. Everyone enjoys it. You could drink a million of them. And, your craft Pilsners, they are what they are. I like them more, I guess, than a Pilsner Urquell. So I'm going to go probably for like a 90, 94. I guess for the style, 96. We'll give this a 96, the local Buffalo Pilsner.
Hell yeah, man.
Sweet. Okay. So I'm not sure what's happening. My internet, it keeps booting me off. So I've been in and out in the basement. So who has gone? Who's given their scores?
I don't think.
I'm all set.
The only
I don't think Michael Komarov or I have given ratings yet.
Are Beerman, myself, Ronald Sutton, and you. And Eric.
Yeah.
So we have scores from Nina, Robert, Brian, and miscellaneous.
Oh, I gave it
Beerman.
94. 94.
Did Beerman win?
Yep.
Yeah,
I got it. Okay.
96.
You can let me off too. I've got the link. I'll hang out with you guys after or something. Whatever. It's all good. Whatever you got to do.
Go to the
all
bathroom,
good.
Holmes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, badly. So.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
Love
ahead.
you guys, but I
yeah,
got-
you can go. Anybody that needs to go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom.
Go. Make like a treat. You can go if you want there, Michael Komarov.
I'm good.
All right.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. Lager of the Lakes. The Bohemian style. Czech Pilsner. Kind of same terminology. I did eventually find out when I clicked more onto the Bell's website, it's 34 IBUs. And I guess the style definitely, as compared to like a Helles lager or a German lager, has more hopping involved in it. This one's really, really, really good. You have to want a bigger bodied lager and more of the hopping involved in your beer. I mean, it's not a big enough body that it doesn't have any drinkability, because the drinkability is off the roof on this one. But I will give this a 91 out of 100. I would definitely buy this again. I think for like the most super superior drinkability, definitely go with the Helles and go with the German style Pilsners. But, they're so similar. If you want some more hops, Lager of the Lakes will do you pretty good. 91.
Right.
Good.
What say
Michael
you,
Komarov.
Ronald Sutton?
I will give mine a 92, which is my highest A- on the Joseph's Brow Pilsner.
What country is it from, Michael?
From the United States. It's brewed in California, I believe. It's a Trader Joe's beer.
And that is their Czech Pilsner.
It's their Czech Pilsner. Let's see. San Jose, California, by Joseph's Brow Brewing, but it's by somebody else. They're just saying that because it's a Trader Joe's brand.
Yeah, they might actually have some contract brewing done by Gordon
I've
Hirsch, maybe.
never been in a Trader Joe's. I've never been in a Trader.
This is what it looks like, Ronald.
Huh.
You do have Trader Joe's in Ohio, though, right?
They're around. I've just never been to one.
Okay, if you ever do, they have a good beer
They
selection.
got Sam's Club. Sam's Club is big. Sam's Club is what's around here.
Okay.
It is what it is. I don't care. I don't shop them stores anyhow. I really don't. I prefer to shop locally owned businesses.
Okay.
That every asshole in America is wanting to burn down.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, people are idiots.
Now's your
But anyhow, let me get
time
back
to
to
give
my
your
beer. Let me
score
get back to my
on
beer.
your beer,
I got a
Ronald.
nice beer cap to show you. Hopefully you can see it. I mean, my dexterity is not too good. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Now I'm getting it in. It's got a W on it, but it's from Aldi's. But like I say, Aldi's is a German company. I can't pronounce this. Werner Gruner.
It depends on which way you hold it.
Yeah, Werner Gruner. And it says it's a German Pilsner. Like I say, all Pilsners, you talk about the style, that's where they originated, was over there where you're talking about. Yeah, how you gonna find one? What do they got? Maybe 2 or 3 breweries in that area. I'm gonna bring out a good one, and I got an order. I already got my order in, and it's Budvar.
Oh,
Budvar,
Budhauser.
you want to talk about a Czech Pilsner beer? There's none greater than Budvar. You guys are giving Pilsner your quell. It does have a high score. I would give it a high score too. But I agree with how do you want your name pronounced here? Nina or Nina? Nina.
I go Nina. That's the Polish Russian sounding way.
Okay. But I agree with you. Pilsner your quell, if you think on it too long, you'll pick up that sulfur note. This beer doesn't have that sulfur note because the malts hide it. The malt, what they use hides it. And that dry hop, you can take difference between. It depends on the boil time, but that dry hop is good. And you were talking about. The difference is how they add the hops to the beer, the yeast. But that was called krausening, okay? Krausening adds a distinct flavor, and Budweiser still krauses their beer.
Budweiser's a Czech beer.
You want to get deep into the subject? You want me to bring out a bigger shovel? Lift up your pant legs, girl, man. Your boots are ruined.
Not.
Not either. But yeah, it's called krausening. It was an old technique of brewing beer, krausening. But Pilsners are one of my favorite types. The only beer I prefer over a Pilsner is a Vienna lager.
Hi, BuMpY, welcome back.
I've never had a Vienna lager.
It's creamier. It flows down your throat.
Vienna is short for decadent in many confections.
Yeah. Oh wow. What subject you getting into, girl? Wow. You're wait a minute. I thought I had a big shovel.
Shit, we're on the move.
Look out, buddy. It's going crazy.
You've got your Vienna fingers, your the nipples of Vienna, all those truffly kind of.
That Vienna was like I said, that's
sausages.
The Stiegel I was drinking. Like I say, they have records of Mozart drinking that beer. Yeah.
Mozart knew how to party.
Where were you the other night, girl?
The other night on Wednesday or on Saturday?
I bought a 6-pack of the old speckled hen. The old speckled hen, and you didn't join that bro.
I should have been there for that. That was a tough night. That ended up. There was some deep speculative, introspective conversation going on that night. I got lost in the heat of the moment. I said a couple of things that I actually ended up feeling kind of guilty about, and I think that beer, the tonic for conversation that beer is. It's a very inclusive product. And it brings people to the table. It should be celebrated. That 6 Point Brewery, they're saying beer is culture. We should use beer to bring people together, to solve unrest, to create a forum, to share and spread what we want to spread, what we want to see in other people. I don't know. Maybe there's a peace quality to Pilsner. Maybe that's what the Czechs want to purvey with this beer. Maybe.
Maybe. Let me go ahead and give my score for my beer, and we can have a chit chat afterwards offline. But I do want to end, especially where I'm having so many issues with my Wi-Fi tonight. For the beer that I brought there, that Checkmate or whatever from Mountain, I'm going to give it a 90 out of 100. It's decent enough, but I mean, it's not super close to the way that Pilsner Urquell makes me feel when I drink that. And it is more pricey as well. Price doesn't really matter to me when it comes to quality. If you pay top notch for a beer and it tastes great, then excellent. If you pay top notch for a beer and it doesn't taste great, then you feel a little bit, downplayed. But anyway, yeah, 90 out of 100. I mean, it's a good drinker. And then I want to
give you a number yet.
What's that?
Ronald Sutton has not given an official score yet.
Oh, he has. I'm sorry. I was in and out. I figured he had time to do that. I thought he did.
What's your number?
Okay. I just gave it a little swish and pour.
Okay.
Little swish and pour. I still have 4 in the fridge, but let me give it one more taste.
Give it a sip and hit it.
In my opinion, I would rank it higher than a Pilsner Urquell for 2 reasons. First, the obvious is the price, but that Urquell is only 4.4. It does have a nice malty taste. Like I say, if you're probably looking up, Michael, I think it's like 34 IBU.
I went on their website. They say that it's traditionally between 32 and 38 IBUs.
Wow, lucky me! I fell into yeah. Wow, what did I do? Win the lottery? But yeah, it's up there. This probably has more bitterness.
I won the lottery.
Pilsner Urquell. It probably has more bitterness. I'd probably put it up around maybe a 45. In that area, 45. But the roasted malt flavor is much more enjoyable than what you get out of that Pilsner Urquell. Now, granted, people might ridicule you for buying beer qualities, but they have good products. Just like Sam's Club, just like whatever that Trader Joe's. You said that Trader Joe's is good. If they're using, I'm sure they have standards to abide by.
That's where they brew Narragansett beer with the Aldi beer. Same place in New York.
This wasn't from this is imported. This is imported from Germany, and it's from some distributor in Minnesota.
Interesting.
In Minnesota. But if you guys got all these stores around, I'm serious. Try to find this product. And that I mentioned that 1839, and it's not skunky like a Heineken. They make like a Heineken clone, but it's called 1839.
I've been to the Heineken factory, and I think they had brown bottles for most of their distribution of Europe. I didn't see any green bottles for their market.
They have pipes running underneath the streets.
They had a horse-drawn carriage. I thought it wasn't Clydesdales. It was tiny little European horses, but they had their own cart. And I was there like around the holiday seasons. It's strange there.
Yeah, they're smaller over there. That's why they got that 11.2 ounce bottle rather than 12.
They got Amstel over there too. That's a good beer, Amstel. And here in America, we only have Amstel.
I told you, Arnold Palmer beer. Arnold Palmer was the spokesperson for Amstel Light.
But that's Amstel Light. In Europe, they have Amstel. It's not light. It's like it's got more alcohol. It's very good.
All right. I'm hoping Miscellaneous will make it back. He's not on because I do. Oh, there he is.
There he is.
So I want to thank my panel, the whole huge panel I've had tonight. Everybody for joining up. I want to thank the chat. You guys have been awesome. It added even more of a task tonight with the bad internet connection I had for some reason. I don't know, but yeah. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for being here. It was enjoyable. Appreciate everybody, even the folks that are still down in the basement there. We got Thrash and Robert Whiskey Scout down there. Thomas Meadow had to run off, but he said he'll be back for the polling. But I want to bring that up.
Oh,
it's not going to be a poll. There's not going to be a poll this time because we have a birthday boy that's going to be on next Malty Monday. Will be his actual birthday. So for my gift to Miscellaneous Magnets, he gets to choose the beer that we're going to do, or style, I should say, that we're going to do next Malty Monday.
All right. So we're gonna discuss it now while we're live still. All right.
Yeah, well, we're live still.
My opinion, the best gift to get is the gift of giving, and for you, Michael, I'm gonna do Dubels, so we can go ahead and do it. I know that you wanted to do them, and we're gonna go ahead and get that knocked out.
Okay, good.
Nice.
All right. So next Malty Monday is going to be
a couple floating around in their fridge. They're trying to drink up, and let's do it.
So it'd be the Dubel if you're in Belgium, or here in America, it would just be called a double. So,
Miscellaneous, you rock. Right
it is
on.
a Belgian style brew.
Good.
Not a double IPA. Nobody bring a double IPA, and I brought a double.
Michael can finally drink his double.
And don't bring Duval. Don't bring the Duval.
No
saying,
Duval.
I brought the.
Right.
See, look at that smile.
That's the pale.
That's genuine.
Yeah, dude, genuine, man. Hell yeah, dude.
All right, now the task comes
Tammy,
to
baby,
can
love
BuMpY find one of those because we don't see them in New Hampshire. Woo!
Hell, that's what we get here in the north. West.
Yeah. So that's it, guys. There's not gonna be a poll this week. Everybody knows what the beer is. I'm not gonna make a little short video saying what the beer is because I'm saying it right now. So everybody that's watching, listening, anybody that might watch in the future, hopefully it's not too far in the future because that beer will be done. But yeah, thank you all for joining tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down. And cheers to everybody. And thank you all for showing up.
BuMpY, thank you. I want to thank you for having us on.
Totally.
Thanks for making it on, Ronald. I know you've been trying to make it on one of these for a while, so
yeah, I finally found it.
Awesome.
Enjoyed it.
Good to see you, Ronald.
Very much.
Cheers.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.